Some breaking news from the Supreme Court. Justices just struck down limits on party spending in federal elections, backing a Republican appeal.
And in a separate decision just 30 minutes ago, justices also upheld state laws barring transgender women and girls from competing in girls' school sports. We're joined by constitutional law expert Robert McWhirter to discuss these cases. It has been a very busy morning already. So, Robert, thank you for being with us.
Good morning.
Yeah, we just got that ruling on campaign spending just a few minutes ago. So let's start with the justices striking down the federal limits on the amount of money a political committee can spend in coordination with federal candidates. Break down what this really means and what the justices decided here.
Well, many years ago, the Supreme Court made a ruling that money is speech, and that one of the ways you express your political opinions is by the way you give. So once you've started from that premise, they've kept going. And basically, they've said that you can't restrict anybody's speech, which means unlimited amounts of cash can be dumped in races. And what this specific case was about is that the Republican National Committee, the Republican kind of political arms, wanted to spend, they have about twice as much money as the Democrats, and they want to be able to dump that into all the races and outspend the opponents by twice as much. And so that's what this direct case is about. It's viewed as a great win for the Republican Party and not for the Democratic Party. Personally, I think it's kind of a loss for all of us. Most Americans are tired of money in elections. They want less outside money, and they want people accountable. If you contribute, they want to know who you are. And this just goes against exactly what I think would be healthy for democracy and what people really want.
What about the timing of this with the midterms coming up?
Well, it certainly is nice for the Republicans. They're looking at a bad midterm, but right now they can try to mitigate their bad midterm projections by dumping a heck of a lot of cash into all these races. And cash makes a difference. Now, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, sometimes you just get tired of hearing the same old ad, and they hear it, 20 times, and you want to go back to watching TV. But, a lot of times it does, and it makes a difference on all levels of a campaign.
Yeah, definitely. You talked about money is speech, but also it doesn't always provide a positive outcome for everyone. Let's talk about the ruling on transgender athletes. What was their reasoning, and what stood out to you from the opinions that were issued?
Well, look, the reason is you've got an antipathy from some of the justices to the idea of transgender anything. What had happened before was under Title VII, there was a ruling from the court that said that transgender people have the same civil rights as anybody else. They shouldn't be discriminated on the basis of being transgender. So that extended into sports. And then you got this culture war issue about men playing in women's sports. Now, you do have a very interesting valid civil rights claim because under Title IX, women fought for years to get parity in sports scholarships, for instance. Men had always gotten scholarships, went to college on scholarships. Women didn't because they didn't have the same parity. And you have an argument that all of a sudden men transitioning to women have an unfair advantage and get those scholarships and kind of defeat the purpose of Title IX by the application of Title VII. Well, the Supreme Court said no, none of that, and you don't have protections anymore for men who have transitioned as women into sports. Now, the interesting thing is when you think about it, women who transition to men and play in men's sports, there's not the same issues because there's not the same competitive advantage. But so that's what the court came down on that issue.
Yeah, very interesting. We'll have to watch what certain states do with that. We're also waiting for the final ruling on birthright citizenship. So what do you think is going to happen there?
Well, I would be very shocked and disappointingly shocked if the Supreme Court gave the Trump administration what they want on this one. The Constitution is very clear. The 14th Amendment says if you're born in the United States, you are a citizen. And it would take a real constitutional amendment to change it, not just Donald Trump's executive order. The interesting thing I would actually see is if Justices Alito and Thomas are going to dissent on this. The arguments are weak on the president's side on this issue. And so I don't think that even this Supreme Court, which has been incredibly indulgent of Donald Trump and given him broad powers on all kinds of issues.
Robert, I'm going to interrupt you because
on this one, I don't think they're winning.
We actually just learned that they are ruling that they will not strike down birthright citizenship. So you are correct.
Well, happens every so often.
I mean, this is one of those ones that would affect so many people here in Southern California.
Absolutely.
How does it go from there? When do you start? I mean, this is one that we've been watching closely. I mean, we all have, coworkers and friends who are a part of this. And yeah, this is a big one in Southern California, that's for sure.
Well, what you would do is create, if you didn't have this, a huge number of stateless people. In other words, they're not citizens here. They wouldn't be citizens necessarily of the country from which their parents came. And that's just a terrible situation. And also the ideas about birthright citizenship and kind of birth tourism and things like that are overblown. You know, people come to America because this is where you have hope and opportunity. And you child is born here, they're grown up Americans. And that's what we have. There was an argument made that the Trump administration made the argument this only applied to black people after the Civil War. Oh, the example I gave is all the Irish guys fighting in the Irish Brigade at the Battle of Gettysburg, they knew their children would become American citizens. And so it applies to everybody, not just that. So
absolutely. All right, well, the Supreme Court has upheld that. It's been a very active day. So, Robert, we appreciate you being with us, and we know you'll be joining us again in our 8 o'clock hour to discuss more on this morning's rulings. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.